I got to talk. I got to tell what I feel. I got to talk about my life as I see it.
Wiggy.
Wiggy, 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 can't you see?
Tremaine Wiggins has an opinion on everything.
Marathon runners. Athletes?
No.
Aliens?
I don't believe in them.
How about the Spanish Civil War?
You know, I thought it was a war that really didn't need to be fought.
Shit only Wiggy can think of. It's Wiggy's World.
Yo, what is good, people? Welcome to another episode of Wiggy's World podcast. I am your host, Tremaine Wiggins, accompanied by my man, as usual, my producer, Mark.
What up?
And today's show is some crazy shit when I tell you. We're going to talk about the Celtics reunion, where they basically went after Ray Allen and talked mad shit about him. We're going to talk about, now I'm confused with this one, Hernandez, no longer a murderer, and so much more stuff that we will get into right now.
Hey Wiggy. Hey Wiggy. Chef Boyardee or ramen noodles, kid.
From the demented mind of Wiggy,
It's 10 Questions with
Tremaine Wiggins.
10 questions with Wiggy.
Yep.
So let's do it. Producer Mark, myself, ready to do this thing.
All right.
So we got any buzzers here? Or we just go.
we got some buzzers. Hold
Okay.
on. We're getting back into this fucking insane
We
realm
love the
of
buzzers,
crap.
though. I love the buzzers.
Yes. Here's buzzer number one. And if you haven't heard this, this is just used to transition between questions.
Yes.
Okay. So let's pick which transition we're going to be using.
All right, let's see. Buzzer number one. You can't turn a mountain into a molehill, but it's the opposite with clothes. So a little bit of clothes start off as a molehill, and then before you know it, you got a mountain of clothes. Okay? Could be a little long. I like it, though.
Okay. Let's see. Bell number two.
Oh, what's that saying? If it works for you, it works for you. I like it. There it is. We ain't got to go no more.
No. Hold
Okay.
on. I got.
That's my
I
right
got
now.
two
That's
more.
that's
If
my
it
front
works
runner.
for you, it works for you. What is that?
That's like I said. If it works for you, it works for you.
Yo, the sayings you make up are just
Wiggyisms.
They are, but they're so dumb.
No, they're not dumb. It's just if you hear it dumb, then that means you are dumb. Would you kiss your cat's butthole?
I like that one.
That's a good one.
That's
too.
a good one. Oh,
I
man.
might have jumped the gun a little
I
early.
should have saved that one for last. Okay, here's the last one.
In the words of Chris Brown, these ain't loyal.
Okay.
I like the would you kiss your cat's butthole? Would you kiss your cat's butthole?
Okay, so today, this came out last night. Because of some like weird law, I guess, in Massachusetts.
So this is question number one, right?
This is question number one,
Okay.
yeah. By the way, I'll try to keep track, but there's no way it's happening.
Okay.
Technically, this is question number one. So apparently in Mass, there's this old law, right, that's been around for centuries,
Right.
where if a defendant dies while the conviction is on direct appeal, it is as if the prosecution never happened.
Right.
So, needless to say, Aaron Hernandez, in the eyes of the law, never killed Odin Lloyd.
Right.
What are your thoughts?
I think that's absolutely absurd. But the good thing about the world that we live in, it's not about the law. It's about how people perceive you in life and death. So in life, he was perceived as a murderer, and even though he might be vacated as a murderer in death, we perceive people as still being
But the
murdered.
law is a huge indication of what you're labeled as. Because technically, what does law come from? From the people.
Right.
So technically, in the eyes of the thing that governs all of us, he's not guilty.
Yes, in the law, he's not guilty, but in the eyes of the public, he's guilty. If it's illegal to throw dog shit out the window while I'm driving.
Yeah.
Right?
I can't wait to see where you're going with this.
It is illegal.
It is legal, yes.
Right, but technically, a cop doesn't have to pull me over for that. But
Right.
if the people see me throwing dog shit out the window,
Right.
they're going to look at me and say, that's the guy who threw dog shit out the window. You get it?
Not really.
Would you kiss your cat's butthole?
Okay, so following up on that, right? My question then to you is, did Hernandez kill himself for the money? Because now that he's innocent, right?
Right.
That results in I don't know the exact legal aspect of it, but it seems like his wife is now going to be able to get some of that Patriots money. And
But she's technically not his wife, though.
Okay, but then
Maybe
why?
his daughter.
Maybe his daughter, because in his suicide note, he wrote, "You're rich."
Right.
Something like that.
Right.
So do you think he knew that by doing this act, he's going to provide that money for his family?
Maybe he thought that by doing it, that would have been the outcome. I mean, he didn't really think it all the way through, because there have still been cases where people have been found guilty for criminal charges, but have still been, found innocent for criminal charges, but found guilty on civil charges where they still have to pay money.
Right.
And I know there are some civil cases against Aaron Hernandez.
Well, right.
So technically, the money that he might think that he's leaving to his kids, if he loses a civil case, they can then go after.
Right, and on top of that, you're hearing that the prosecution isn't just going to let this rest with this one judge's decision. They're
Right.
going to take this to the highest courts in the
Right.
state. But I don't know, man. Honestly,
Maybe out of that, I don't mean to cut you off, but maybe out of that law ultimately does change, and maybe the Hernandez case is what changes it. Where now, if you are convicted of a crime, even if you do kill yourself, you are still considered a convicted. He's still considered a killer.
Right, and that honestly, to me, it makes more sense than Hernandez killed himself because of his gay lover in jail.
No, it does make more sense for the money aspect.
Absolutely. So I can kind of see him doing it for that.
Would you kiss your cat's butthole?
Now, this was big news today as well, once again last night. Trump ended up firing his FBI director, Comey. Now, the interesting thing about this is that this was pretty much he was the head of, again, the FBI, which represents obviously the highest form of law enforcement in America, and they were investigating the
whole Russian shit.
The conspiracy with him and Russia. And then magically, Trump decides to get rid of this dude. What does that say to you about the whole situation?
Well, it tells me this. When you are the president of the United States of America, you can do what it is you want to do.
Okay, you don't think that's kind of
It's not up to me to think.
But placing yourself above the law as the president is going against everything that this country stands for.
Let me ask you this question, all right? If you run for president, it is for what? For one thing and one thing only. If I was running for president, it's for power.
You would hope it's for the people and embed it and making your country better.
Yeah, it's not for that. It's for having the power to do what it is that you like.
To you personally?
Yes.
Oh my God. So what does that say about our entire system? The whole thing is set up so that the president represents the people. It's a republic, a representative public. But he represents what...
He does represent the people.
So he needs to do of the will of the people. It can't be just, this dude's investigating into something that I might have messed up. Let me fire him.
Well, it is for the people. He wouldn't fire him if he was investigating something that wasn't directly affecting him.
Right, but don't you think that's kind of like fascist and like Kim Jong-unish?
It is.
That's messed up.
But hey, that's the power that comes with being the president. The man with the gold makes the rules. Would you kiss your cat's butthole?
Mother's Day is coming up, which is our favorite. Let me ask you a question. What's the worst childhood memory you have of your mom?
The worst it would be, we lived in Chelsea.
Oh, beautiful. Amazing.
Amazing city. If you haven't been there, it's amazing
rest in
town.
peace to King Arthur's, by the way. One of my favorite strip clubs of all time.
Yes, it's no longer. If you wanted to get murdered on a Friday night or a Saturday night, go to King Arthur's. But I don't even remember how old I was. I hated string beans.
Okay.
And she forced me to eat them. When I say force, physically put them in my mouth.
Okay. Like shoved her hand into your mouth and down your throat?
Yeah, yes.
How did you choke?
I think I was, but she was like,
she just kept fucking feeding you.
You're going to eat these. You never had your mother do that to you?
No.
Maybe you grew up a little bit different.
A little bit.
Would you kiss your cat's butthole?
All right, moving on to the Celtics. So big game coming up tonight, Game 5. Mm-hmm. They pretty much got blown out in these past couple. And by the time people listen to this, who the fuck knows? That series might be completely over. My question is, does it even matter? Besides building morale, does it really matter for the Celtics to advance because they're about to get stomped out, as my voice cracks, by the Cavaliers next week?
Yes, it does matter.
Why?
It matters because when you look at when you're trying to maybe go after free agents or try to get other players to come here.
Now you can make an argument, hey, we went to the East Finals.
Right, we're one series away from getting to the NBA Finals. And guess what? If you sign with us, Paul George, Jimmy Butler, whoever that player may be,
you're right.
You are the piece that will get us over that hump.
Right. But essentially it is going to be the Cavs. And I think that Golden State, they just swept?
Golden State just swept Utah.
So now
both teams have swept their first two series.
That's what I remember. We talked about this before, but the NBA being so predictable, I just feel like it's going to be rematch number 3 and
rematch 3, rematch 2.
Rematch 3, because is it Golden State, Cleveland?
Was last year.
But the year before that, what was that? Yeah, remember? I think, I'm like 99% sure.
You might be right.
Golden State beat LeBron. Yep. Yes, it was it, because all those Cavs players were injured that year.
Yes,
and it was like LeBron had the whole team on his back more so than usual.
Right.
So, yeah, it'd be like number 3. And then, I don't know, maybe Golden State. I don't know. I like the NBA, especially the playoffs.
Cavs.
But you just know who's going to win this thing.
You don't know who's going to win the championship.
Or who's going to be
in the finals. You do know
that. That bothers me, man.
Don't bother me much.
Okay.
Would you kiss your cat's butthole?
No. So also this happened the other day. The 08 Celtics championship team got together and was kind of like hanging out.
Yes, Area 21 and KG's television show, I think.
It was Perkins, KG, Pierce, Rondo,
and Big Baby.
Big Baby, yeah, he was there. He's looking really like he's in really good shape.
Some people like to eat,
and by that I mean he looks terrible. So they were talking, and Ray Allen wasn't there,
right?
So. And they were kind of talking shit about Ray Allen.
They weren't kind of talking shit about him. They were talking shit about Ray Allen.
Here's a quick clip of what they said.
I thought we formed a brotherhood here, and I just figured like if it was me leaving or KG leaving, I would have been like, you know what, Rondo, you know what, this is what I've been thinking about. That's what I was hurt by when Ray didn't just at least give us a heads up about it.
So that's Paul Pierce right there saying that there was clearly some beef going on there.
Right.
I got a bunch of questions off of this. Like, first of all, like, I know you're tight with these dudes, but who are they to stop you from going to another team and getting a championship, which he ultimately did? Like, why are you butthurt that he didn't tell you?
I listen, I'm on the side of Pierce and Garnett.
I'm not.
Because you got to understand this. At that time, we'll kind of do a refresher here. At that time, he was a free agent. Right? And so they had just built this, they had been building this kind of, this team and this of like, okay, competing every year and being one game away.
They were good. They were really good.
And so there was like this run that they felt like that they were on. And then he was a big part of it. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
He was a big part of it.
The new big three.
And then, I guess they hung out. They went to each other's weddings. They had family time. So it wasn't like they were just, teammates in the sense where, okay, they just were on the team together.
Right.
They did a lot of stuff together. And when you look at that, I think that's, to me, is the biggest thing. That's why they felt upset, is because they felt like there was this brotherhood, and he didn't at least give them the common courtesy to say, hey, listen, here's what I'm going to do. It was just like, I'm grabbing my stuff in the middle of the night, and I'm going down to Miami. Rather than, hey, we are competing against Miami.
Right.
Let's build our thing here and continue to build this thing so we could be the team that owns the Eastern Conference.
I hear you, man, but at the end of the day, I mean, you're just like, it's just co-workers. I mean,
yeah, but it's different in that world. It's not even in that world, but it's different in the sense that if you built this relationship with a coworker that you felt like was more than that, and I think that's what Pierce and Garnett felt like.
My favorite part of that is that Rondo was sitting there mad quiet.
Right, and he's like, he was probably one of the main reasons why.
Absolutely. I've always heard, okay, now this might not be true, true, but I've heard this, that Rondo fucked Ray Allen's wife.
You heard that?
I heard that. I'm not going to say from where. I don't got wiki sources like you.
I've never heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard about Sagan.
I heard there was a beef.
With Sagan and Thorne, which is a different sport.
Okay.
But
I didn't hear about that one.
Right.
But let's stick on topic for a second.
No.
Like, I know Allen and Rondo didn't get along, and one of the reasons that
an alleged reason
was because
he had sex with Ray Allen's wife.
Yes.
Wow, that's new. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
No shit.
And I have a lot of sources, and
listen, it might not be true. But
if it is, then
that's why Rondo was sitting there with a big smile on his face, man. I was dying.
Would you kiss your cat's butthole?
Oh, this dude, man. LeVar Ball. Man, okay. So they're putting out sneakers now.
Yes.
And
they ain't cheap.
No, they're not cheap. So his son is going to be the first overall
His
pick.
son's going to be a lottery pick. 1, 2, or 3.
1, 2, or 3, okay. And this dude cannot be capitalizing more on his kid than he is. They just put out some basketball sneakers, which, by the way, like Adidas and Nike were like, yeah, we're not interested in this.
Right.
They're pretty ugly. They look kind of like Payless shoes. Like, you go into Payless, you can find like a pair
Yeah,
of
I mean, they're definitely not shoes that you go like. And did you say how much they go for?
I'm gonna get to that point. $499. $500 for these things.
Right.
LeBron James sneakers don't go for that much. And
Jordans
the slippers
don't even go for that.
Exact. And the slippers are like what? $250, $300?
Like $195 or something crazy like that.
Dude.
To me, this dude here he's doing his kid more of a disservice than anything, because his kid probably would have got a nice sneaker deal.
Yep.
If he would have signed with Adidas.
But do you think now that like his dad went to him, like that deads any opportunity with Nike or Adidas, the kid could still go there and be like,
it's gonna,
listen,
but you
fuck
know
my father, blah blah blah.
Right, I think right now it's too late. What's gonna happen is a lot of people are gonna say, listen, Lonzo, you're a nice kid, but we know if we do anything with you, we got it. Your father is
That's
a package
true.
deal.
Right.
And right now, you don't have the credibility or the statistics for us to jump into that pool, even though it could hurt us.
That's the worst part about it.
Right.
It's
If he plays and he's all NBA, he's a rookie of the year or something like that.
Right.
Then teams will say, all right, we might have to get in bed with Lonzo Ball, and knowing that we're going to have his father deal with it. But right now, he could be a bust for all.
Absolutely.
And so they're like, you know what? Hey, we don't need you right now. We'll figure something else. And that's why I think his father is putting his son in it, because really, how many pairs of sneakers you think he's going to sell for $495?
I want to meet the people that buy it.
Right.
Like, you got to be a fucking dumbass to purchase.
I think the only people that are buying them are people that go, oh, look, I got the Lonzo Balls, but nobody's buying, and that's gonna that craze is gonna go quick.
Right. Oh God, I hate those people.
Would you kiss your cat's butthole?
Kentucky Derby just passed. Mm-hmm. I did not watch a second of it.
Neither did I.
But this is kind of related to it. That's like a big betting weekend. People place a lot of money on bets on the horses. What was the worst bet you ever made? Or the dumbest way you lost money?
I did like to gamble.
Yes,
and
I know that. That's why I thought this was a great question.
I still do, but I don't do it as much as as much as I'd like to. The worst bet, or what was it? What was the question?
What's the most amount of money you lost on a bet?
On one bet.
Yep. Or it could be your biggest bet regret.
I would say that I've lost. Let's say $5,000 to $10,000.
Oh my God.
Somewhere in there.
Oh man, on what game?
And what, like shooting craps.
Oh man, that's fucking insane.
Playing cards.
That makes me sick.
Would you kiss your cat's butthole?
The Patriots are, I guess, the only team favored in every single game next season. I just read this.
I would think they would be.
Can we just look at the schedule real quick? I'm just going to run it down real quick, okay? You tell me if this is a win or a loss.
Okay.
Ready? Chiefs.
Win.
Saints.
Win.
Texans.
Win.
Panthers.
Win.
Bucks.
Win.
Jets.
Win.
Falcons.
Where's that game at?
It's going to be at home.
Win.
That's going to be a good one. Chargers.
Win.
Broncos.
Win.
At Mile High.
No quarterback.
Good point. Raiders.
Win.
Dolphins.
Where's the Raiders game at?
Raiders is, of course,
At home.
at home.
Win.
Dolphins.
Win.
I don't even want to ask. Bills.
Win.
Then at Miami.
Win.
Steelers. In Pittsburgh. That might be the only one.
And that's at the end of the season?
Yep, December 17th.
That could be the question mark. That could be the loss, but I'm going to say win.
And then, again, division. Bills.
Win.
Jets.
Win.
Both at home. So, yeah, I hear you. I mean, is it too early to be thinking like that? First of all, I hate that.
Yes.
I hate the 16-0 stuff. But thinking about 07 still makes you want to throw up and crawl into a little ball.
It's still way too early to get into that bullshit because of the fact we don't know how teams are going to shake up, training camp, injuries, that kind of thing. So, hey, in the world that we live in, that as far as being like, sports analyst or whatever you want to call it, hey, we can sit here and we can look at their schedule and we could predict saying that they should win a lot of games. 16-0 is a possibility, but we won't start talking about that till we get a little closer to the season.
Do you think that's like... I honestly think that's bad for the team. I know that... I just feel like it creates way too much unnecessary pressure.
But the thing about this that you have to understand is you think that way as a fan. From a player's perspective.
But they're humans.
I know, but they're not really thinking about that.
Okay.
Yes, if I was in that locker room, I would not be thinking about it.
If you guys had won 16 games in a row, you wouldn't be thinking about a perfect season?
Once you're in those games, but you're saying right now?
No, right now. Yeah, I know right now.
But
in
that situation, you would think you would be
right,
thinking
exactly.
about it.
I think that, I don't know.
You would be thinking about it before the game.
Yeah.
And then once the game starts, it would be off your mind.
Now, I don't know if you heard our last episode. If you didn't, go back and listen to it.
Right.
I know you did. You were in it. Jesus Christ, talking to the person listening.
Okay.
But this might play into my whole Jimmy Garoppolo theory.
Yep.
Where they go 16-0, they win the Super Bowl, they're undefeated.
Right.
And now Brady's like, all right, guys, I'm going to hang him up. And now here comes Jimmy G out of nowhere.
Right.
Boom, they don't got to put the franchise tag on him. They just sign him.
Okay.
And we continue this great journey of greatness.
All right.
Thoughts?
No, because Brady's not hanging them up no time soon. Would you kiss your cat's butthole?
Okay. I think that this is question 9. It might be 10. I honestly have literally no idea.
Yes, we've taken 10 questions with Wiggy to a whole new direction.
Right, we're like at number 11.
Let's just call it 10.
Okay, call it 10. So, this is one of those dumbass ones. Okay, and this is coming from Charles in Charlestown.
Can I say one thing first?
Go ahead.
Because I had a coach once tell me this before in the NFL. There are no dumb questions.
Wait till you hear this one.
Just dumb people that ask questions. Go ahead.
Okay, well, Charles, I don't think you're a dummy. But, dude, seriously. Wiggy.
Yes.
Would you rather have unicycles for legs or noodles for arms?
Ooh, I would much rather have unicycles for legs.
Why?
Because I could get around easier, right? I could get around, because a unicycle is it's the one wheel.
Yeah, but I think you got one wheel on each leg.
That's fine. Then I could roll everywhere.
Yeah, but dude, that's gonna be some crazy balancing act.
Yeah, but it's like people who skateboard or the BMX riders, right?
Like you would get used to it.
Yeah, you'd become one with the wheels. You know what I'm saying? So now it would be like I would almost be like a real life transformer because I'd be part like Autobot and half human.
Right.
And so imagine the things that I could do if I had wheels, unicycles for legs.
That's true. And there really is no benefit of having noodle arms.
No, if you have noodle arms, you can't lift anything.
No, but what would be a benefit? You could slap someone.
No, you maybe can put your arm through something. That's about it.
But how big's the noodle?
Well, I mean, if you got noodle arms, I'm thinking that they're just
like spaghetti, like spaghetti-o, like thin, like Twizzlers.
Well, I mean, even if they're not like Twizzlers, like have you ever taken spaghetti out of the pot when it's cooked?
Yeah, but
you wouldn't be able to pick nothing up.
But see, I was thinking about like the noodles in the pool.
They're like the styrofoam noodles?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
But even then, it'd still be worse because you wouldn't be able to. Give me the unicycles for legs.
I like it.
That is it. That's 10 questions. We stayed within the theme, 10 questions with Wiggy, even though we might have went over the 10 questions.
We might have gone under.
We haven't kept. This is what's going to happen, people. Now, this is the second time we've done it, and producer Mark is still a little bit new to it. He's got to start, when he asks the question, he's got to say question number 1.
Right, I hate that.
Then he would keep it on track.
Formal.
It is so formal.
I don't like it.
Well, then if you don't like it, then I do like the way we call 10 questions with Wiggy.
Yes.
But hey, we might get 11 questions and we might get 8, but who knows what it is. At least you know you are going to be entertained. That is it for us. Another great episode. Always got to thank my man Mark for making this thing possible, and me for really making Mark's life possible.
Wow, my whole life, huh? Thanks, asshole.
Yo, we out of here.